What's up everyone, and welcome back to another fun week of All Around Beauty 411. Bienvenidos mi amorcitos por un otro video de All Around Beauty 411. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get nice matte foundation like this. So if you want to know how to get this look, keep watching. Listos, let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm going to go in with my silicone primer from Omalewa Cosmetics, and this is their foundation primer. It's pretty good. I haven't used it for like eyeshadow. I probably wouldn't recommend it because it's silicone. This is really good for filling in the pores. This is also good with using it for any type of matting or blurring pores. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to go ahead and lightly powder my face. This is the Beige Suede. This is their setting powder. This is really good for theatrical makeup. Yeah, I honestly, Beige, that's my man's. Because this setting powder right here, I used to use it to set my concealer. This keeps you really matte, and the oils in your skin that are naturally going to come through when you have a oily combination skin, it's going to naturally just suck it up on its own. So it's really good to just have as a, you know, little backseat setting powder. But I am going to use it all over the face very lightly, and then the areas that I get oily the most throughout the day, I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit more powder on top of those areas. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this is what my face looks like now that it is fully powdered and primed. So I just want you guys to see how like dry it looks already, and we're not even halfway through the video. Like, okay face, okay, this is what she looked like without foundation. Okay. So I did do my T-zone, and I did do my frown lines a little bit more because I smile a lot, so I kind of wanted to tone those down as well. So I'm going to go in with the Huda Beauty foundation, and I in the shade Chocolate Truffle. This foundation is really good with silicone based primers, so I would say your best bet would be a silicone primer if you're going to use this foundation. I personally do not have the primer that goes well with this, or the primer that was made by the same company. But I have heard good things about her primer, and it is really good. So that might have to be a review someday. But now I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do a sheer coverage. Her foundation is made to build, so you can go sheer to heavy or sheer to full coverage foundation. So I think I might do somewhere in the middle, because I feel like it's already looking pretty good anyway, but we'll see. So let's get started. Alright guys, so I went ahead and mapped on my face. I did go in and add a much brighter concealer just to go ahead and lift my eye a little bit more. But as you can see, you know, the foundation is laying nice and dry. I also recommend you go in with a concealer that is creamy yet doesn't have much like oil to it, because I went in with NARS creamy concealer, of course, and then I went in with Concealer Collection, and their concealers are not dry, but their concealers are very thick. So most concealers like that will also tend to suck up the natural oils on your face. So let's get to blending. Alright guys, so now that I'm all blended out, you can see that I'm still matte, but you can see where it's starting to not get oily, but get a little shiny. So now you got to go ahead and bake the face. So I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bakerie. This is their flour, but it is setting powder. I've gravitated towards this pretty well. I like it a lot. It does have long lasting. On the other side, I'm just not sure about flashback. I have not done a flashback check for this because when I've worn it, it's been in the daytime. So if you know about it, doing a flashback test, or if you've done a flashback test for it, let me know. Or if you guys want to see me do a flashback test on different setting powders that I have, or setting powders that you're curious about, just let me know. I ain't got no problem. So let's go ahead and set the face. Alright guys, so I'm going to go in with the Pure Cosmetics. This is their face palette. It is Midnight Mascara, and I'm going in with this blush right here. If it's not to my liking, I'll probably just mix the two. But yeah, it comes with a bronze. It comes with a bronzer and a highlighter and a couple of other eyeshadow colors, but we're just going to be sticking to this side of the palette. So let's go ahead and get started. So now that we're looking nice and matte, as you can tell, it looks pretty dry, and that's what you're looking for. So for all you people that are using Milk of Magnesia on your face, stop. You don't have to live like this anymore. Just because in the long term, Milk of Magnesia will end up tearing up your skin. It is something for you to consume, not to put on your face. Or any other alternatives. Like, I mean, my whole thing is like, would you put Pepto-Bismol on your face? No. So don't put Milk of Magnesia on your face. If you go get your face done professionally, or your homegirl do your face and she's like, oh yeah, let me just get the Milk of Magnesia. No. But I will say, as far as the blush from the Midnight Mascara, I don't really like it, you know. I'm just not really feeling it. It looks cute or whatever on camera, but she's just not it for me, you know. I never stray away from my NARS, you know. NARS be having it popping with the blush, so don't be sleep, y'all. Don't be sleep. So now for the highlight, because of course, you know, you want to add like a little bit more into your face, you know. No, everyone likes a little highlighter, even if it's just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with a tapered brush just to go ahead and give better precision, because we are keeping the face matte. And that's one thing that you don't want to do, is because depending on whatever highlight you use for the face, it will kind of give you that dewy look. And that's not what we want. So I'm going to go in with the Artist Couture. This is their Illuminati. And that is what it's called. But it is more of a pigment, and it's pretty loose. So you have to be really careful with this, because I have gotten this on my clothes. I have gotten it on a lot of my carpet, and it's still pieces, like, not pieces, but it's still in my carpet, and it's a lot. So like I said, a tapered brush is probably best for this concealer. For this highlighter, what am I saying? I need a nap. Estoy cansada. Okay, muy cansada. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so this is the finishing look, and it's definitely super matte. Like I said in my previous video with the dewy look, melanated skin is going to have a reflectiveness. That is why it still looks like right around here. Not that I'm oily, but it looks a little shiny. It's just I have lighting in here. I have a light there, and I have my my room light on, so I have quite a bit of lighting on me. But I went ahead and put on a little bit of lip gloss. It's very pigmented, and I went ahead and did my lower lash line as well. So yeah, this is pretty much how you get mattified skin. This is something that I typically go for all the time, and not saying like as far as a natural glam, I'm just saying as far as getting my skin to look matte, just because like I said in the last video, that I tend to get very oily, so me powdering my face before I go ahead and do my whole like look is something that I do in general. I'll typically, sometimes, this probably might not be a good thing to say, but sometimes I will powder my face and then do the primer, just so that way I have that extra layer. Like, I'll do a really good moisturizer and stuff, and most moisturizers that I use you can go ahead and substitute as a primer, so it doesn't hurt to have, I guess, that triple layer. I guess sometimes that's typically what I do, and I'll come out to look very dry. Not dry, but very matte. It'll have like a skin like finish as if I have nothing on, even though I do. So that's typically what I like to do sometimes. Or like how I showed you guys in this video, I will go ahead and prime my face with a silicone based primer, and then I will go ahead and powder my entire face, and then go in a little bit heavy handed with the powder with areas that I'm gonna oil up the most throughout the day, or just frown lines especially, because even then, like, you can still see it. Like, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Y'all know I smile all the time. But this is the finishing look. So, you know me, I post videos every Friday.